Today we'll be talking about the top 10 creative maps in my opinion, starting from the 10 going all the way down to the 1, where 1 is the best and 10 is the least best in my opinion. Starting at 10, we'll go at Box Fights and Zone Wars. This map requires a lot of skill because most players in there are pretty good, but it also shows a lot of practice, and quite frankly I like to play it to warm up. I like to play with my friends, and I love the overall genre of it, given it gives both Zone Wars and Box Fights, and you have both skill levels playing on it. If you're better at Zone Wars, you can play Zone Wars. If you're better at Box Fights, you can play Box Fights. But it's very out there. And one thing I liked about it most is it's not very laggy. It doesn't have 30 people, and it doesn't make your ping and FPS go down and high. I mean, it's a really good map. So if you guys want practice and want good FPS, I recommend playing it. Now at 9, we have the 3v3 Go-Goated Zone Wars. Now these are kind of like the Zone Wars of the other map. However, these Zone Wars are not like the zone push in on you. There's 4 different teams around the map, and each team has a certain amount of loadout. There's 4 people on each team, and you guys have to fight it out to the end. Now, a lot of people are pretty good in this, but a lot of people are also pretty bad, and there's a huge skill level. However, there's a lot of challenge in it, given you have to make the right movements and right changes and right kills of teammates and right kills of other people to win the game. So, at number 9, I have the second practice map being the 3v3 Go-Goated Zone Wars. Now at number 8, I have the Impossible Tower. Now not every single map on here is 100% practice map. They're all kind of just a huge variety of maps that I liked and I picked out and I really like to play on. Now this one I actually saw on somebody else's stream one day, and it's kind of like a death run for cars, except there's multiple different levels, and the top levels are the hardest. However, this is actually a pretty challenging map, and I like how challenging it is, and I like how different it is from a lot of other death runs, so it's within my top 10. Now at number 7, I had the Pit Free-For-All. This map is kind of interesting because it's not like a Zone Wars map or a Box Fight map. It's more like a jump into this area and see who wins in the end. Now, they changed it so that you can actually have the amount of kills in your entire career of that game shown. So I apparently have over 4,000 elims on that map, so it shows 4,000 elims for me. However, if I join a game with someone that's been grinding it for their entire life and has 10,000, they're going to have more than me. It used to be a thing where you just basically fought it out and whoever won with the most elims won, but now it's not like that. You basically have to make the people that are good and better than you rage quit, and I'm obviously good at doing that because I always win in the end. But it's a lot of fun, and I recommend playing it if you guys are really good at dropping in and securing the win. Not to mention, there's a lot of cool techniques and a lot of cool strategies to get easy elims, like superpowers like high health boost, high damage, speedy feat, and there's even zero build mode, which honestly is pretty awesome, so hope you guys enjoy playing it. Now at number 6 spot, I have the Color Dash. Now this one is a lot like the Color Switch, except there's cars and bumpers, and that's a lot of fun because if you're in a car and you're nitroing and it says white or blue or red and there's a nitro there and you're nitroing across the map and you're about to get your spot and there's a bumper there and it hits you, you're gonna probably die. So it requires a lot more challenge. It's definitely different and it's pretty fun to play on given it's in cars. So top 6. Now my top 5 spot is the Parkour map from 12th Hour. Now these 3 maps combined, yes, there's 3 maps. All 3 maps combined show a different skill level. A lot of them are about running from people or chasing down people. Now the first one I find a lot of fun because you're running through this huge area. It's kind of like an agency, but you're running on top of roofs and you're running through an agency area with a bunch of agents actually shooting at you. You're jumping in an elevator, you're jumping through building windows and stuff, and you're trying to secure the win by getting a helicopter. So it provides a challenge and it's pretty fun to play on. And number 2 is 2.0. And that one honestly is pretty cool, but there's a lot of bugs with it. There's actually an elevator where you get into it and it takes you to another building, or another top of the building is what it's supposed to be. But the thing is, whenever you sometimes try to call the elevator, it doesn't always take you there. As you can see in this video, I'm actually running for the next spot because the elevator didn't work. And it's kind of unfortunate. But there's also the 3.0 map, which is way better built, but it's also pretty fun because it provided a different challenge. You had to jump on these little air things, and you went through like little, power lines, and you went down little shaft areas, and you went through doors, and it was really cool. So top 5 is 12th Hour's Parkour map. Now number 4, like I said earlier, this is the ultimate color switch. Now there's a lot of color switches out there, but this is the ultimate one. This one is huge. I mean, it has a zone, it has different things. You can impulse people. I mean, it's the biggest thing I've ever seen. You end up gliding in, it's just a huge map full of colors. And it could go on forever, but the cool thing about it is there's impulses, and there's flint knocks, and there's grapplers, and there's stuff to get you killed and kill other people. And this is interesting because not other color switches have this, so it provides a different technique, provides different skills to go in there and show their skill level off with impulsing people or grappling, and also provides a different challenge given that no one else has really done this before. Now, number 3 spot, we have the Parkour Pandora map. This one is really cool in my opinion. Not only was this one the first one I did on my channel when I came back from my return video, but this one also shows a different set of challenges. It's not the most challenging map, but it definitely shows a different scheme of different areas on the map, and it definitely has a different theme of what most parkour maps are. Most parkour or Death Run maps are kind of boring and are in buildings. Well, this one's out in the open, has a lot of different mindset about how you parkour through areas, and honestly find it a lot more fun with different obstacles. Now at my top 2 spot, number 2, I have the 1v4 parkour map. This map is really interesting because you get to do parkour and jump on stuff, and you have slippery feet on some obstacles, but there's always a guy trying to attack you with a sword, trying to kill you. You're 2 hits away from dying. But the cool thing about it is he's always so close to killing you, and you can always avoid him by just simply jumping on an obstacle and getting out of there. There's certain areas on the map where you jump on them and they make you fly across the map, try and get away from your opponent, and if your opponent gets knocked or your teammate gets knocked, then you can try to revive them. However, if your enemy is a good player, there's a high chance you're not going to be getting that reboot off or that res off, because he's going to be holding that circle down to make sure you cannot hold the button. Now, the top 1 spot, my most favorite map, and I know this is kind of weird because I usually don't pick death runs, but this one's a parkour map, and it was really interesting because the graphics are so good. It's to take place in many different areas, to a sky, which honestly looks kind of trippy, a jungle, which is pretty cool, and so many different perspectives of the world that make you kind of trip out. Like, you think that something's right there when it's not. You think that something's farther away than it's not. I mean, you impulse yourself and you're like, wait, that's right there? And then sometimes you think you're not going to make a jump and you do. I mean, it's kind of interesting. And he brings a whole different scheme to the table with, there's a whole different area of skill points in there. Because instead of you just jumping and making the jump, you have to predict where to jump from. And there's certain points in the map where, let's say a minecart, you don't exactly know where to hit at because there's so many different areas in the minecart where you can actually mantle. So this is a top 1 spot. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to like and subscribe. This video is coming out with many other videos like this. So if you guys did like the top 10 or top 15 videos that are coming out soon, please make sure to let me know. Catch you later. Peace.